Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be taking over my $550 gaming PC for the month of July 2016, featuring the just recently announced GTX 1060. This PC will kill everything you throw at it at 1080p and some 1440p, so as always, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Let's get right into the build. For the processor, I chose the AMD X4 880K. It's one of AMD's latest releases into the budget CPU market with 4 cores all clocked at 4 GHz. This is sure to be the king of price and performance until AMD shows up with their long-awaited Zen architecture chips this fall. For the motherboard, I went with the cheapest possible board that still had outstanding performance. The BIOSTAR Hi-Fi A70U3P strikes a happy medium between the terrible boards and the super fancy boards. It has USB 3.0 headers and support for dual-channel RAM as well as RAID, which makes it feel like a very premium board considering the price is under $50. For the RAM, I chose a single 8GB stick of Kingston Hyper X Fury that's clocked at 1600 MHz. The single DIMM will populate one of the slots on the motherboard so that in the future, you can always get another and run a dual channel config, which will push out a little bit of extra performance. For the hard drive, I went with the Seagate Barracuda with 1TB of storage and a standard 3.5-inch form factor that also spins at 7200 RPM, which is also your standard hard drive speed. With 1TB of storage to put your operating system, games, and movies on, this should be good enough to last you for quite a while down the future. For the graphics card, I went with the newly released GTX 1060 with a 6GB frame buffer. It's part of Nvidia's new 1000 series of video cards, and with it being ready to destroy AAA titles and VR out of the box at only $250, it is definitely going to be quite the competitor to the newly released AMD RX 480. For the case, I went with the Corsair Spec1. It's a mid-ATX form factor case, which means it will support motherboards all the way up to full-size ATX. This gives you more wiggle room for expandability in the future, and much more room for cable management, especially if this is your first build. And finally, to power the system, I chose the Corsair CX500. It's a fairly solid power supply coming in at $50 that will power everything perfectly in this build. Also, if you feel the need to upgrade in the future to a better CPU or a better GPU, this should handle just fine. Okay, now it's time for some benchmarks. For CSGO at 1080p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 160 FPS, on the medium preset 134, on the high preset 101, and the ultra preset 85. For CSGO at 1440p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 130 FPS, on the medium 113, on the high 85, and on the ultra preset 73 FPS. For Doom 4 at 1080p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 124 FPS, on the medium 105, on the high 80, and on the ultra preset 66 FPS. For Doom 4 at 1440p, on the low preset you should be seeing 76 FPS, on the medium preset 67, on the high preset 50, and on the ultra preset 38. Next for Overwatch at 1080p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 130 FPS, on the medium 110, on the high 85, and on the ultra preset 70 FPS. For Overwatch at 1440p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 84 FPS, on the medium 72, on the high 60, and on the ultra preset 50 FPS. For Witcher 3 at 1080p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 130 FPS, on the medium preset 108, on the high preset 82, and on the ultra preset 68 FPS. Finally, for The Witcher 3 at 1440p, on the low preset you should be seeing around 72 FPS, on the medium preset 61, on the high preset 45, and finally on the ultra preset 38 FPS. And that concludes this $550 gaming PC build for the month of July 2016 featuring the GTX 1060. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please drop a like down below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.